So just real quick, whether you're in open guard or you're in a closed guard, you now have tools and methods and systems on how to pass each one of these to get to your side control, right? So let me go ahead and get to side control. Let me get past the hard part, right? So now you've gotten into side control. So good side control. Let's go ahead and cover this. One knee is in the hip, always, right? The only time you wouldn't have your knee in the hip is if your hand is covering that basis for you, okay? Your hand's here. The reason is because if you don't have a knee or hand in the hip and you're kind of away from him, this is gonna give him the opportunity to shrimp out and get that re-guard. So let me go ahead and cover that for John real quick. So lift this leg, straighten that leg. I want you to shrimp your butt that way and put your knee in here for a re-guard. Boom, re-guard, right? Just like that. So when they re-guard, right here, you're fighting a whole nother battle, right? Their legs are back in the picture. You don't want their legs in the picture. Remember, you worked really hard to get past these legs to get them out of the picture for that guard pass, right? So let's scoot down this way just a hair for them. All right, so when you're here, your knee stays in their hip to prevent them from re-guarding. So if he tries to shrimp and re-guard, go ahead and try and shrimp and re-guard. Bam, you have that knee in here to prevent him from doing that, okay? Or you have your hand in here to prevent them from doing that. So go ahead and try and shrimp and re-guard. See, I follow him with my hand. I'll do that on the other side so you can see it a little bit better. But let's go ahead and cover a good basis for side control. One, my shoulder is cross-facing him. Remember, the 3 segments of the body, I'm now getting his head out of alignment with his upper body. My chest is on his chest. It's not back here, it's not too far forward because he can knock me over, right? I like to use my hands as a gable grip to help create torque on his upper body. And then this knee is trying to isolate this other arm over here. A lot of the time, he's gonna have his arms in here, protecting himself, which is fine. I'm still going to establish a good side control. Knee is his hip, knee is in his hip, right here. And my other knee is by his shoulder, just like this. And kind of like the way I was in guard, my knees are wide, they're separated, and I'm kind of sitting back just a little bit. So that way I'm in control of my hips while still being able to crush him, just like this. This is a good side control. So let's go ahead and cover now why we need to keep our hands. We covered this a little bit earlier in earlier lessons, but we need one hand on the opposite side, one hand on the near side, right? This is for control, okay? If I have both hands here on this side, and let's say he's got both his arms here, he has the ability to roll away from me without me being able to stop him, right? If he wants to roll that way. If I'm over here with both my hands like this, now he has the ability to be under me completely, right? And I don't like that. So what I need, just like when I took the back, one arm over, one arm under, right? One arm on this side of me, one arm on the other side. Now he can't roll away from me and he can't roll into me, right? And I'm able to crush him at the same time. My knee is in his hip, my other knee is by his shoulder. I'm really doing a good job of making him feel like I weigh 1,000,000 pounds even though I'm a little guy, right? How do you feel?
It's not good.
Yeah, and especially if I start putting like a lot of pressure here, he doesn't like it, he just taps. The side pressure, don't ever tap the side pressure. I know, yeah. Now, let me go ahead and cover this with my butt in your face. So go ahead and lay down. Yep. And this is so you can kind of see where my knees are at. Okay. So one, go ahead and get a good here. So my knee is in his hip. My knee is kind of like under his shoulder. I'm reaching under here, and I'm reaching over here, right? And you can kind of see I'm kind of sitting back here like when I was in that closed guard. And I'm cross-facing just like this. Okay? Now, bring your head over here, sir. Same thing. Here, here, here. And there's different types of side controls depending on what you want to do. One, there's a side control here, like this, okay? Where I'm like putting a lot of weight into his diaphragm and making him feel not very comfortable here. Where I have the ability to start attacking this arm, start doing a bunch of stuff. Another side control I have is when I'm over, like I was talking about, and I'm here. I'm blocking with this, right? This is gonna allow me to open up attacks here, start going for mounts, all sorts of different things, right? But mainly, the entire importance of side control is being able to control my opponent, he has no ability to get out, right? So if I have a good side control, let's go ahead and demonstrate this. If I have a good side control from right here, I'm going to ask John to try and get out right now. So I'm a much smaller guy than John, as you guys can see, and it's very easy for me to control him from that side control. So when you pass that guard, whether it's open or closed, remember, establish a good side control. Do not go for a submission until you have established a comfortable side control and they have given up trying to escape, pretty much. And what I mean by that is if he starts to struggle right off the bat, which he most likely will, we're going to wait until he calms down a little bit and realizes he's going to have to use a better technique to get out of my side control.